Brittany and I are praying for his family, for all of our law enforcement community, and for the entire Russell County community.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear offering his condolences to Russell County after a sheriff's deputy was killed in the line of duty. It's our top story right here at 5 tonight. I'm Connie Leonard. Deputy Josh Phipps died after he was shot during a foot chase in Russell County. The sheriff said he was helping Kentucky State Police chase after a suspect, and when they caught up with him, shots were fired, killing both Deputy Phipps and the suspect. Jose Alonso spoke to the man who runs an organization focused on law enforcement families who are left behind. And Jose, I know you were able to speak with the department down there about the sheriff.
Yeah, so I did speak with the office, and unfortunately they did say he was not in the perfect shape to talk today. But Eric Johnson, the executive director of the Louisville-based Supporting Heroes organization, is down there today to support the family that he left behind. Now, Johnson took this picture showing flowers and a giant blue ribbon on Deputy Josh Phipps's vehicle, which sits in front of the Russell County Courthouse. This is in Jamestown, Kentucky, where the sheriff's office only has 6 deputies. Supporting Heroes' mission is to help families of fallen first responders in Indiana, Missouri, and Kentucky navigate their loss. Johnson says he's been able to speak with the sheriff and Phipps's parents.
I've spoken with the sheriff quite a bit. We've been together quite a bit last night and today, and he's taking it very hard, as any police leader, a friend would do. And this is a small department, I believe about six deputies. His parents are obviously just very upset. This is not supposed to happen. Parents are not supposed to bury their children.
Before coming to Russell County, Phipps was here in Louisville. He was a graduate of the Metro Academy Class 46 in 2021 with LMPD and briefly served as a 2nd Division Patrol Officer. Johnson also told me that he's helping the family plan the deputy's funeral, and they're hosting a candlelit vigil tomorrow at 7 p.m. Phipps was 38 years old. Connie?
Thank you so much, Jose. And Kentucky officials from both sides of the political aisle are remembering Deputy Josh Phipps. Senator Mitch McConnell honored him on the Senate floor.
His sacrifice is a sober reminder of the debt we owe our courageous law enforcement officials. They are the first to run toward fire and the first to put themselves in harm's way to keep us safe. Today, I know the entire Commonwealth is holding Sheriff Deputy Phipps in our thoughts and our prayers.
Attorney General Russell Coleman also recognized Deputy Phipps, saying in a statement, quote, "Along with Deputy Phipps' brothers and sisters in uniform across Kentucky and the nation, we send our prayers and condolences to his family and colleagues." The ground search for Joseph Couch is now moving to the towns and roads surrounding the Daniel Boone National Forest. Governor Andy Beshear visited London, Kentucky today, making that announcement. Police need tips on Couch's whereabouts. So far, saying they've received over 400, but none have panned out yet. Our Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist Emma Gefter found out how the nature of the search has changed.
So beginning this afternoon, we'll begin transitioning state and local law enforcement agencies from a manhunt to a larger presence in this community and the surrounding communities.
After the search for I-75, shooting suspect Joseph Couch went deeper into the Daniel Boone National Forest. Those boots will walk a different path going forward.
With about 90% of Laurel County Public School students returning for in-person instruction, this is the sight they're greeted with. The London Police Department posted up outside of the district schools. As of Tuesday, Kentucky State Troopers will be joining the department on patrolling the town of London and the streets of Laurel County.
We're also doing everything we can to provide extra patrol at daycares, hospitals.
While London police handled that, troopers have an even greater focus investigating tips into Couch's whereabouts. Going forward, the forest search continues from the sky with thermal imaging on drones and helicopters. Installed during the ground search, trail cameras now cover the 28,000 acres state troopers scoured. FBI bloodhounds couldn't find Couch in the forest, and cadaver dogs failed to find his body. Police still don't know if their suspect is dead or alive.
Commissioner, in those 400 tips that you received, is there some sort of thread in there that you can follow that says, yeah, we need to come out of the forest?
You know, what we've discovered in the forest versus these tips, and then where our communities are, that's why we wanted to transition from there and just put more resources in those communities where those tips come in.
Federal help with the search is also moving out of the woods.
The FBI, we are here. Although we're transitioning from the manhunt and those resources, we are moving toward the fugitive investigation.
Without a conclusion to the search, the focus is now on caution and keeping people safe. In London, Kentucky, Ian Hardwick, WHAS 11, on your side.
The KSP commissioner also said today troopers would be prepared to dive back into the forest if they find reason to believe Couch is there. Again, people are urged to stay away from that area as the manhunt goes on. Anyone with information is urged to call Laurel County Police at the number on your screen, 606-878-7000. And to stay up to date on the latest in this investigation, head to our website, WHAS11.com. All right, well, it was a chilly morning at the bus stop, Ben, but turned into another nice day.
Yeah, comfortably warm out there, and it really depends if you have sunshine or not, Connie. As where we have clouds, it's nice and mild in the 70s. Where we have full sunshine, it's rather warm. Southern Indiana seeing 80s to around 90 in Columbus, and then out west in western Kentucky, Paducah, Mayfield at 88 degrees, and then you've got Lexington off to our east at 70 degrees, Springfield, Kentucky, and Frankfort in the lower 70s. Right in the middle, we're in the upper 70s and lower 80s with a mostly cloudy sky and maybe just a couple sprinkles in a few spots along and east of I-65 especially. So those metro temps, again, cooler over Kentucky. We've got 86 in Seymour, Indiana, but 74 in Bardstown, and right at room temperature, 72s there in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, and Lebanon. You can see that moisture coming in from the mid-Atlantic from the east and stopping right about I-65, maybe a little bit to the west of I-65. So there could be a sprinkle or two this evening, maybe a very light rain shower with that activity, but most areas will stay dry. You can see that mostly over the eastern half of the area, clearer out to the west and to the north. And overnight, partly cloudy and mild, lows in the 60s. And then tomorrow afternoon, we're going to see some more sunshine and temperatures warmer in more areas into the 80s. So for tonight, 64, that low temperature and mostly cloudy, 79 at noon tomorrow, a little bit above normal with a high of 85. Our average high is 82 degrees. It looks like summer will finish off a bit hot as I have some 90s to show you coming up in the 7-day.
Sounds good. Thank you, Ben. Right now, a southern Indiana man is accused of stealing copper wire, which put a patch of Louisville in the dark. Daniel Tenney is from Charlestown, but was arrested by LMPD in Louisville. According to his arrest citation, El-Genie reported on September 11th that someone had broken into their power station. Someone stole copper wire and metals after cutting through fencing. El-Genie is estimating the damages to be well over $500,000. Tenney was arrested, and police say he admitted to selling the copper wire at a local scrapyard. He's charged with trespassing and criminal mischief. LMPD is investigating after 7 JCPS students were hurt after a bus crash this morning. Police say it had happened around 9:40 on the way to school. Police say an SUV was driving down Baxter Avenue, turning right onto Barrett Avenue. A preliminary investigation shows the bus pulled in front of the SUV, hitting it. The bus was carrying 40 students at the time. 7 of those students were taken to the hospital for injuries, but they are expected to be okay. Right now, all eligible JCPS parents can sign up for the district's new transportation stipend program. The stipends are for families who lost their transportation this year and now take their children to and from school. Most families get $5 per day, but those receiving free and reduced lunches can get up to $10. JCPS says all families who want stipend money must complete the sign-up process by Tuesday, October 8th. We've got the full list of eligible schools in this story on WHAS11.com. Well, presidents from the universities of Kentucky and Louisville are talking about the future of their DEI programs. DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. And just last month, UK said it would be disbanding their office for institutional diversity. Now, Isaiah Kim Martinez was in Frankfurt for a hearing called by lawmakers. So, Isaiah, what did we find out today?
Well, Connie, this has obviously been talked about a lot here in recent months. And remember, it was just a few months ago, actually last month, that UK President Eli Capilouto chose and announced they'd be dismantling their DEI office, and it sent shockwaves across the state. It's been just months prior, actually, that he voiced opposition to those Republican-led bills targeting DEI initiatives. Now, in Frankfurt today, Capilouto answered questions from Kentucky lawmakers about his decision. He said the university is reevaluating the best ways to represent all students and staff. We also heard from U of L President Kim Schatzel about changes she says their university made late last year.
One of the first steps that we did when I came to campus was to change the name of the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion to the Office of Institutional Equity. Equity means no preference, no bias, no discrimination. Institutional equity, where we feel all is all, no students are left behind.
And the concern I hear is, do we represent everyone in what we say and what we do? We still have maintained and have records in terms of our diversity. So I hope that that will continue, albeit satisfied in different ways.
Now, both Presidents Schatzel and Capilouto say their universities no longer have any mandatory DEI training for staff or diversity statements required for applicants. Now, later tonight, we'll have a reaction to the hearing from folks watching right there in person. And the moment I asked Eli Capilouto directly if he felt pressured by Republican lawmakers to make his decision. That's coming up here at 6, Connie.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you, Isaiah. Well, some more local news now. Metro government is giving more than $1 million in grants to local organizations helping combat the city's housing crisis. This morning, Mayor Craig Greenberg unveiled what's being called his Homeless Initiative funding, which is set to help 8 organizations expand their homeless services operations, and that includes Wayside Christian Ministries. Chief Operating Officer Nina Mosley says the help from Metro government allows them to meet the city's houseless community where they're at.
It's so good to work in a city where the government understands that there are different needs for people. People are not all the same. What you and I consider housing, adequate housing, it's different for folks, and we have to understand, we have to look from their perspective, not from our perspective, the way we were brought up.
And other organizations receiving funds include Southwest Family Ministries, Volunteers of America, and St. Vincent de Paul. Now, Mayor Greenberg says all 8 organizations help the city in providing emergency shelter services, especially during inclement weather. And the University of Kentucky wants to keep you informed through specific training during National Suicide Prevention Month. UK is offering QPR training, which stands for Question, Persuade, Refer. The training helps Kentuckians be first responders in the event of a mental health crisis by teaching them the appropriate questions to ask during a crisis and letting them know the resources that are available.
It allows you to gain some comfort with asking those questions openly and directly. The P and the R then stand for persuade and refer, which is you then serving as a connector to help get that person to support and clinical care if it's needed in the community.
The training takes about an hour to complete, and you can sign up for it on the University of Kentucky's website. Our Eric King has looked into the stigma of mental health, specifically surrounding Black communities. To watch our WHAS11 special, The Color of Help, Stopping the Stigma, just head to our YouTube channel. And with stories like these, we want you to know that there are always resources available. The National Suicide Prevention Hotline is available 24 hours a day. That number, 988.